Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. We got the bigger bagger. Say that 10 times fast. Bigger bagger, bigger bagger, bigger bagger. I don't know why, I just love saying that. Bigger bagger. This thing is a monster. I've dug out a little bit of dirt here and we can't even keep up with it. With the, I think this is a 5X? Yeah. It puts out more than the 5X can handle, so I have to kind of stop and wait for it to go through. We might upgrade that, but we're a little tight on power, and I can't remember if the different power guys take more power. Does it mean more power? So that says 300 kilowatts. Does it make anything else? I thought we had a faster... Oh, there it is. It's before the one. Yeah, it's double that. I don't know if it... Power efficiency 10 times. I've never really looked into this because I've always just used the 1x speed. Power efficiency 5x. Does that mean that everything's going to take twice as much power? Is that how that works? Anyway, we're short on power. So for now, I'm just going to use the 5x speed. But I got a little bit of dirt and pay dirt dug out, and we're headed over here towards the mineral deposit, which is kind of small. But what I wanted to do with this big guy is just kind of scour this out and see what we have here. And then we may end up moving it somewhere else. Being in single player, I can't really use trucks to offload this thing. I mean, I could, but I don't think it would be much fun stopping all the time. So I'm going to have conveyors to it. Is the plan. But yeah, let's get this big thing started. It is crazy big. Once we zoom in, you can actually hear it. Switch over here to the focus follow cam. I think I'm pretty much set up to just get going here. We can come over here and down. I can come down to about... Oh, not quite there. Whoa, I'm inside the thing. Yeah, then just start swinging across like that. I thought I was lower before. I need to back up just a hair. Might need to back up just a hair, so let's turn that off. Swing it over a bit so we got some room. We'll take the parking brake off. Back backwards just a bit. Then probably need to move this over a little bit. Get back over to the focused cam. Yeah, let's try this. And let's see if we can swing right through this monstrosity here. The camera gets a little weird. Alright, I think that's going to work. So I need to hop off here and get everything fired up. So we're already like half full just doing that. It's pretty crazy. A lot of material. Still wish we could hook up like remote switches for this stuff, but we can't. Alright, so there's 3,000 kilowatts. I think I've got just enough to turn this on. So if that would double this power, yeah, we'd be over. We just barely have enough power. We're 233 short basically of the max right now. So we're just going to have to take it slow. Alternatively, I could get another coal plant on board. But I think if this works the way I think, you'd have to have everything at 10x speed. It wouldn't do any good to have this at 10x speed, and then it's just filling up that hopper and overflowing over there. So I'd have to run the whole darn plant at 10x speed. I'm not sure I want to do that. We may end up doing that. But for now, I'm just going to ride with it And we'll just kind of take it a little bit slow. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's any visual indication that that thing is full. Also, I think I had a comment saying you can actually overfill it. So we're going to see how this works. I'm going to sweep all the way across here. I'm going to keep an eye on that hopper and see if it explodes. It always has stuff falling through it. That's just part of the animation. I'm going to sweep all the way across here, and then we're going to check the hopper. I was thinking I had a comment that said they will overfill. So let's test that theory. So to about there, I think. It's like a bajillion% full. Yeah, it is full. It's in the red. I don't know if you lose material if it's in the red. I don't really know how that works. Somebody will explain it to me. Or I'll go back and reread that comment. So while that's processing, let's go ahead and reposition this. Let's scoop up material we can as we come up through here. And I like starting from the left, so we don't have to worry about the box here colliding with everything. And since we need to wait anyway, we'll just traverse across here. Actually, when we get about here, I'm going to go ahead and drive forward. So we'll track up, I think, to probably about there. I need to come back here on my driver cam. Make sure we're over the... Whoa, this thing got a little bit of momentum to it. We'll get back out in the focus follow cam. I think that's going to be about right. So let's continue to traverse across. I want to get to the good stuff this video. So we're just kind of plowing through the pay dirt here. But if this ends up taking like too much time, I may just have to massively upgrade our power. Problem is we can only go so much. I don't understand their thought with the power stuff, because even if power's not going through it, your whole network has to be capable of handling the entire load. So we might have to split up and have this other conveyor line on its own power. Because the most power you can go is 5,400 kilowatts. The most you can generate, though, is 4,200. So it's just weird. The numbers don't like add up. All right, that is still running. It is still emptying that hopper. Nice. Here, let's chew this off real quick. It's a little bit higher than the norm. So we'll chew into some of this, and then we'll go back and down. That right there, I think. Whee! So let's go check in on the hopper. This thing is so massive. Love it. Yeah, we're still over half full. It is chugging away. And I assume we're getting mostly... Yeah, it's pretty much all pay dirt. So, we'll let that chug. So this could run on one of the smaller coal plants. But then that would need, like, if it doubles the power... Yeah, we might have to, I might have to just completely redesign the plant is what I'm trying to avoid. Because if this doubles in power, I don't have enough. You know, it's 3,000 watts. I don't have enough power pull, because your entire network, regardless of how much current would theoretically flow through it has to handle the load. So yeah, it's a little tricky. When you're dealing with that much volume, you really need a multi-path plant setup. Would be my guess. You have multiple chutes. Basically, you can use this to divide up your power districts. And I've had a small enough operation, I've never really had to mess with that until now. Put another wood on there just to make that look a little better. And probably ought to put one over here. Whee! Love mining on the moon. Here we go. How are we looking down here? Oh, we're getting close. Alright, let's go fill it up again. Full speed ahead. Actually, can I go? I can go lower down. No, that's just low. Alright. We are all the way down, so that's good. We'll just make a sweep across. I probably could have come forward a little bit more, but that's fine. We were moving so much material. It's crazy. The beast. I was watching, I've been watching some of Split in Two streams. And he had, the one I was watching, he had 2 of these going. Like 3 trucks at each one. So as soon as one truck was full, it'd pull out. Start filling up the next one. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to sweep all the way across here and see how full that hopper is. We know we can get it at least 115% full. Oh, weird. We have to zoom in a little bit to be able to hear that. Alright, let's switch back to the focus follow. Getting pretty close. Here we go. We got a little bit of an overhang here, so let's go ahead and come up. Trim that off. Got varying heights here. We're almost into the vein here. Gonna get something besides dirt and pay dirt soon. Alright, let me jump out of here real quick. How full are you? Oh, okay. It already got it emptied out. That's good. So we will traverse back across. What I might do once we get up a little further is make a concrete platform. For now I'm just sitting on the ground. We're actually tilted quite a bit back. And I don't think that vein goes all the way, so we'll just kind of go like to here. I think that'll be fine. We'll raise this up. We're going to need to track forward a bit. How's that look? I think we can come forward just a hair more. Alright, we need to go here and starting to get away from our hopper, but we'll have to move that eventually. Whee! Alright, let's go back to focus follow. And here we go. Let's go down and across again. I think we might just reach some of that material there. I think that was a mix of iron and aluminum, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we end up with. Yeah, because I've tracked uphill, I can't actually reach down as far. I might actually grab the bulldozer and kind of push some of that in to make a level pad there. 'Cause this is all the way down on the arm right now. If we were sitting level, we could actually get a lot deeper. Alright, we'll call that good. Go ahead and traverse out to the middle. And I'm going to try to kind of stay lined up. I'm just going to track backwards and get out of the way. I need to raise this up. Thing is slow. All right, let's start backing up. I'm raising at the same time. It may not look like it. Get back over here out of the way, and then I'm going to get the bulldozer, I think, over here and push some of that dirt in. Why are you doing that? What are you emptying out? You don't have anything that you're cutting. That's weird. Bulldozer. Where is the bulldozer? Let's go find the bulldozer. For sure it's over here. Yep, it's over here. All right, I'm going to track that over there and we'll do some bulldozing. Yes, I'm actually tracking it over there. While I was going over there, I thought I might push on this tailings pile a little bit. But physics is going to bite us in the ass. They just skidded that whole thing sideways. So I thought about trying to push some of this out. That might be a whole other episode. Oh, got hung up on the wood. It won't really like fall on me. Like you wouldn't want to do this, obviously, in real life this way. Yeah, that'll be kind of a work in progress. I did add an extension, you can see there, to the tailings. Anyway, this episode is not about tailings. I just thought I'd hit some of this on the way over. Kind of spread it out some. When the dozer's not being goofy, it does work fairly well for just pushing material. Alright, on over to the site. It's a lot of tailings. I think I mentioned before that back, 100 years ago, there was quite a bit of mining here in Missouri. Coal and silver and stuff. So there's you'll still see big tailings piles. Still just sitting there, all overgrown with trees and brush and stuff. They're still there at some of the mining sites. Alright. I'm trying to think this through. Should we push up here? Let's kind of see how this goes. And this thing is pretty wide. I tried to track straight. It doesn't look like I tracked very straight. And if this gets too difficult, I'll switch to the sequential gearbox. When you're just pushing material like this, the dozer works pretty well. So this needs to be like 2 dozer blades wide, basically, what I'm doing here. And that's, yeah, that lines up pretty well, so keep doing what we're doing. This is going to turn into a bagger and dozer episode, it looks like. That being said, let's get a snapshot there in case I want to do something with the thumbnail. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gets pushed around so much by the dirt. That's the frustrating part. Okay, we're getting there. Let me clean up this side a little bit. Then let's move over here and kind of start doing the same thing. You gotta really modulate the blade angle to try to keep it doing what you want it to do. And I always forget the track controls are backwards, depending on if you're going backwards or not. That can kind of throw you for a loop. Yeah, a little bit of a tilt there. Let's see if we can clean that up a bit. I'm not sure I went far enough back. I think if that was setting right here, we'd be in a pretty good spot to reach that ore vein there. So let me back this up a bit, get it out of the way. Put some concrete down and see how we're looking. It's a little hard to tell from the bulldozer cab like how level you are. So I want this to be there-ish maybe. Obviously back a ways. I just wanted to get that sunk down. Yeah, that's not terrible, but I'd kind of rather it was more in line with the vein. Let's try this. Of course, that's a little higher than I wanted. I think I've got the dirt about where I want it. I can just get the block lined up to kind of where I want it. Let me switch to just do free build. That'd probably be easier. And you can use control scroll wheel to Bring it to or from you. Alright, then we'll switch back to snap build. Yeah, something like that. And then we're going to need probably 4 wide, at least. Oops. Come on, snap on there. Oh, I almost had it. It's very finicky. And I have a high resolution mouse. It doesn't seem like you can do very fine movements in this game. I don't know why that is. I'm going to try to do more like 5 wide. Hey, what, that diesel idling over there sounds really good. Good job on the sound. I'm actually out of concrete blocks. Wow. Alright, we need to do buildings, rough concrete. I have another 50 of those. We've got more than enough money. I'm back up to almost 3.5 million, and that's after paying like 7.2 million or whatever for that. We're doing alright in the money department. Alright, let's get the big beast up here and see if that's wide enough. This is high gear. Yeah, we might need like 6 wide. He is a beast. Yeah, it's going to be pretty narrow, isn't it? Get right up on here. We get one more row back here. I want this kind of setting level as we start our attack on the ore veins. Don't autosave. Alright. About 2 more rows here, and I think we'll be ready to plant this thing in place. You do 2? Not quite. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing on the concrete. Meanwhile, we'll throw that in there. Woo, let's put that back in low gear. Then, yeah, that's just about right. Then, of course, I'm going to have to rebuild the whole conveyor system. And I think we might need to go back a little bit. Back 1 block. Let's start lowering this thing down. Yeah, we're going to need to go back some. But, yeah, the old dozer did a pretty decent job. Rotating this out too. Yeah, definitely need to go back a few blocks. this thing set up. So yeah, let's make a pass with the dozer. See if we can push it that direction. Whoa! Go into China. A little bit of a mess over here. Get there in the end. So many dirt particles flying around. It's like, why? I know they redid the effects, but I don't think we need quite that much when we're just pushing dirt with the dozer. Can't even see what I'm doing. Little overdone. Alright, I think we're good with you. Let's turn you off for a bit. Then we just need to we'll do some hand cleanup here, and then I think we're ready to back this up a bit and start hitting that vein. Might turn it into one of those kind of longer videos that some of you like. Always hard to know like how much to leave in, how much to cut out. Can't please everybody. Alright, something like that. And then this thing will probably never leave this pad for a while at least. So we're good. And you come back. Probably a couple more. Go ahead and put another row here because we do have the room. Alright, let's give that a whirl. So I could turn this off. I don't think that's going to reach. If we come back to the back of the block, it's probably a little too far. So we need to be about right there-ish. That might actually still hit the hopper. I think we might be okay. So our focus follow cam here. We'll just start, yeah, we do actually need to be a little further forward, don't we? Something like that to start. And then we're probably going to miss the, yeah, I think we're going to miss the hopper. We'll take a little test dig. Whee! Yeah, we're going to miss the hopper. Alright, good to know. I have to reposition the hopper line. Dumping pay dirt everywhere. I don't really care about getting the pay dirt. I just wanted to clean up the hill a little bit. Not that worried about the pay dirt. Not like we're short on money. Alright, so we probably need to just take out the kink. Need a little less kink over here. Now that I got this wood all set up how I liked it. Let's do, so we'll probably be, is it 2 over? Gonna look a little goofy, but that's okay. Yeah, probably 1 kink over would be enough. That and then across. So we're gonna need more straights. Guessing? No, that gets us to there. And that gets us to there. That gets us underground. I don't really want to go underground. We need another full-on straight. And if we put the hopper on that, it's interfering in there. You go a little lower, but not super low. Let me raise this up a bit. Now this one you can raise it up too high, it'll actually interfere with the boom, so you gotta be careful. Not get tangled up in yourself. Well, that's too close. We need to do 2 kinks over. Need a little more kink. That's, and then we need the up piece. Then we can do the straight. Do a hopper, and then we can dump in there. Perfect. We'll set it on some timbers just so it looks like it could maybe plausibly be here. Something like that. And then we'll get a power guy over here. Like that. Into there. Get it fired up. Come on. Need you to snap. There you go. Okay, that's a somewhat plausible looking conveyor line. So we need to go back over here. Oh, is it too far? Why did I think we needed to be further away? Still not right. It's hard to line up with this big beast. Should have checked that. Should have checked it before I got all this set up. Alright, we'll leave that there because we're going to need to snap to it. So close, yet so far. I thought that was it too far away? Now I'm confusing myself. Where are you? Alright, offset left. I thought this was too far away. No, we need the straight. No, okay. I guess I took out way too many of the offset lefts. My bad. We're good now. Use a snap to there. Beautiful jab. Alright, wire her back up. Oh, helps if you put the power thingy in there. There we go. Now we have a conveyor line again. I guess we just need to take one kink out. Focus driver. There we are. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. We are going into the hopper. Let's go deep here. How deep can we go? Oh, a little too deep. Let's not go that deep, quite that deep. Now I've got myself turned a little bit. Trying to keep the tracks somewhat straight to where they were. It's tough because the whole machine will just move like it's made of nothing. Man, this thing moves so much material, it's kind of ridiculous. Hey, we finally touched the ore vein. Were we like an hour in? Finally got to the ore vein. But you can see now how much deeper we can go since we're sitting level. Nom nom nom. Oh, I left some of the timbers in there. I don't really need this pay dirt, but we've got it opened up, so we'll come over this direction some. I think I'll go back across. You can sweep each way, you just can't take a big of a bite going left. Knock some of this off so we can get down in there. Alright, parking brake off. Ease forward. Wiggle it back and forth a little bit so it knows it can cut. Ease forward. All the way down again, or are we gonna hit on the ground? Alright, we're down. How full are we on the little hopper over here? Also, I need to move the chute. Oh, we're good. It's down to half again. Alright, come back out to driver. Move that over, and we're ready to rock and roll again. Should be able to pull in a bunch of this time. Be interesting to go see what the cleanout's going to be like. We're going to have a ton of gold because of all the pay dirt. We should be also getting, I'm pretty sure this is iron and aluminum. Yeah, I don't think there's anything but pay dirt over here, but we'll do a sweep. The idea is I want to sweep ahead, even, you know, clear up to those other little patches. So we're just going to clear out a lot of this material and see what we're working with. Alright, I think since we're getting kind of deep, I'm going to see if I can come up. Is that going to bounce? Yep, then we can come left. There we go. Some of this moved off as well. Oh, just for fun, I backed my little dump truck, my little rock truck up underneath us. It took about a second and a half to fill that little rock truck that I've got. Get a big new toy, you got to play with it, right? See what it'll do. Chew up those goofy looking bits. Bonk. Darn it. That sound means we accidentally moved the tracks. Really wish this thing wouldn't move, but it does. Alright, you guessed it. We need to move forward again. So let's actually move this over here. We can kind of get an idea then of how we're moving. I think somewhere in there. How we doing on the hopper here? Still almost full. Hey, we'll let that run for a bit. Let's move some of this stuff out. Grab this. Here you. Hey, come here. Thank you. If we want to get crazy, we could even angle this down, but I think I want to just go across here and see what these veins are looking like. That's kind of the idea. I mean, I've already kind of accomplished my mission here in the Arctic, which was to get the baggers and make tons of money, so everything else is just gravy. I'm out of concrete blocks again. I got a bunch in that cave over there. I should probably go show the cavern over there while we're waiting. I'll probably just wrap this up. We'll go check the clean out. We've been digging quite a bit with the big bagger. But while it's chewing through that, let's go take a look. How did I get to level 60? Well, let's just say gravel. So I put the big boy, the big loader in here. And I scooped and scooped and scooped and scooped. See, I went back to solid rock. Quite a bit in here. Still got a lot of the blasted rock I could get out of here. It's called blasted rock, right? Yeah, blasted rock. But I just did gravel contracts. I think maybe one coal contract. I got a lot of coal out of here with the little bagger. So we're setting good on coal. Let's go see what kind of a clean out we got. It's still coming. Still coming through. That's where all this coal came from. We've got oodles of coal. Wondering if I do want to go ahead and redo that. I have to do some thinking. I don't know if I want to redo the whole plant or not. I don't really necessarily want to do that. Also, I've let this run. Still processing lots and lots of diamonds and rubies. It's getting a little laggy. Got a lot of stuff happening right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, must be silicon. There's a lot of silicon coming in. If that's from the pay dirt or from the deposit. But yeah, look at all that gold. Wow. We're not hurting for money any. But if we go look, actually, which dozer do I have? I've got the DX900. I think that's the, is that the biggest? No, there's an 1100. So, I mean, we could upgrade to that. I don't know if there's a need to. But we're going to keep exploiting the Arctic here for a little bit. But we've basically reached our main goal. Get the big bagger, which is cool. What was I going to go look at? Oh yeah, I was going to go look at the deposit here. Let's go see for sure like what this stuff is down in here. I'm curious. So that's iron. What's the dark stuff? Okay, I thought that was iron and aluminum. And then what do we have over here? Is it coal? Oh, that's gold ore. That's iron. That's iron. Completely different color, but it's still iron. Okay. So basically iron, gold, and aluminum. All in this deposit. So that's cool. That's some good money makers. So I think I will wrap up this episode here. And we'll keep chewing through the earth in the next episode. I'll take a look. Actually, I got it emptied out. Cool. It's not too big of a deal to just pause once in a while and let this run through. It would be a much bigger deal to completely redesign my plant. So I'll do some thinking and maybe some experimenting. We shall see. But this works for now. It actually works. So thanks as always for watching. We'll do some more big digging in the next episode. I'll catch you then. Take care.